CBN has been doing a lot with financial inclusion. But however, what I advise is that if you want people to be financially included, you have to create products that will support their business, not to take from them. So when you create a product and you say they should come and save with you, but you're not giving them loans to do their businesses. Because for you to give somebody a loan to do his business, it means that you believe in the person's business. But if you don't believe in the person's business and you don't create credit products that can finance the business, the person wouldn't be interested. Banking usually is seen as a product for the rich. But banking should be for everybody. So we as bankers to the less privileged, to those that the banks will not cater for, the banks will say, no, you don't qualify. In our business, everyone qualifies.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Be Inspired with Eradicating. This is a place to be educated, informed, motivated, and most importantly, to be inspired. Eradicating poverty requires giving voice to those who do not have a voice and financially supporting a particular segment of people that does not have any means of getting support to move their businesses to the next level. That brings us to my guest, Bamise, the CEO of Emerging Global Solution, a company that eradicates poverty through microlending and focusing on solving the problem of making business finance easily available to small business owners. He is an experienced banker and a business analyst with a deep understanding of banking and finance. He also develops and directs implementation of business strategy according to the corporate vision, mission, and the objective of the organization. He has over 12 years of banking experience in departments like corporate and retail banking. He also has a certification in microfinance from United Nations. Please welcome Mr. Bamise. Mr. Bamise, I'm super delighted to have you here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the privilege of being on the show. I'm really very grateful.
Thank you so much. So I understand that your career evolved around banking and finance. Is this something that you love money or you love numbers? So how did that come in?
Like you said, I started banking about 13 years ago. I started as a youth corper. I started with Zenith Bank, so at the time, I started my career in retail banking, cash and teller. So we used to handle money, count a lot of money and things like that. After some years, I moved to corporate banking, which is like the marketing department of the bank.
Right.
So there I started seeing everything from the holistic point of view, seeing what banking is all about, lending to different people. But I just noticed that the understanding of banking is to grow the economy,
right?
To lend to the key sectors that would improve the economy. But in Nigeria, due to some reasons, we noticed that the lending was focused on a certain segment of people, not giving the lower, Nigeria, it's a developing economy, so to say. So you have more people that are less privileged. You have a lot of small businesses. But we noticed that the banks, with the money they have, they just lend let's say 80-20, you're lending the 20, leaving out the 80. So it created a huge gap in the economy. So, then if we had people that have small businesses come to meet us and say, and the business makes sense, you present the credit, the banks deny the credit. And you're like, but this business makes sense. They said, don't worry, let's just focus on the big business for now. So that gives me the opportunity to look inward and say, how can I help this economy? How can I create a product that can solve a problem in the Nigerian economy? So I saw that in China, it was done already like 20, 30 years ago, because the same thing we experience in Nigeria were things that they experienced then. So they created this microfinance, microcredit products that took about 800 million people out of poverty within 20 or 30 years. Same in India, which used to be the poverty capital of the world. Now it's Nigeria. So I see that as an opportunity. So it shows that there's a lot of people that need business assistance. So that is why we are here at Emerging Global Solutions. to provide credits conveniently to businesses that are able to grow and improve and pay back the money and also solve their physiological needs. Because in Africa, if businesses can, take care of themselves, take care of their physiological needs, they'll be able to grow and become even large corporates over the years.
Right.
So that's what it is. So that's what we've been doing.
Oh, in fact, I am so enthralled by that. And then, when we had our conversation,
Yeah.
and when you told me about your business model, I was shunned to say,
Yeah.
and I feel that your company is helping some segments of people where the government, the society are not really looking at them.
Yeah.
And then your company out decided to like, okay, this is what we want to do. So I'm going to take you back to when you were in your corporate organization, where
Okay.
you were working before. You were there for 12 years. As at what point do you start thinking that, okay, this is what I want to do? I want to focus on this segment of the market.
Yeah.
So, and then how did you go about it?
Okay. All right. Like I said, being exposed to credit, like credit is all about giving loans to people, which is the core business of every bank. But I noticed that it was focused on a certain set of people, not everyone, that qualified. So, and in this economy, we have more people that don't even qualify based on their criteria than. So, for example, we have 200 million population in Nigeria.
Right.
We have over 100 million people without bank accounts or active bank accounts. So that was the opportunity for me. And these people are the people that when you go to the market to buy food, you see them. They keep money with unstructured financial institutions that might either run away or thrift collectors that you call Babalajo in Nigeria, things like that.
Yeah, Isusu.
Isusu, unstructured system. So we said, why don't we create structure around this? So I tested the market for like a year. Every weekend I go to the market. I talk to these people. I say, okay, what do you do? How are your finances? How are you managing it? So I got the information and I decided to create a product. Then we started 2015, started doing weekly repayments. Giving them 20,000, 30,000, they pay back weekly. And repayments was more or less 95% because these people have level of integrity because their integrity level sometimes is easier to deal with than those that are very exposed. So we noticed that these people were paying well.
So sorry to interject you
Yeah.
there. I thought that's the role of microfinance bank to support all these
Yeah.
business owners, as a small business
Yeah,
owner. Is it that they are not actually doing the parts of their scope of work that created your own
Yeah.
business? Or I don't
The thing is that
understand
we
that.
have microfinance banks in Nigeria, actually, and we have a lot of them doing this. However, the space, the market is very big. That it's on the big banks are the ones that have the capacity to play in this space. You even still have some microfinance that focus on even the commercial banking transactions.
Oh.
So that's where because again, to do banking retail, you might not make as much money than doing an online gas transaction, whereby you just do a transaction and it gives you maybe millions or billions of naira. So you have maybe a microfinance that has a portfolio of maybe 100 million and says, okay, instead of doing 10,000 to 10,000 people,
Right.
why don't I do 100 million, finance this oil and gas LPO, and at the end of 3 months, I get my profit. It's easier, it's straightforward. So there's structure you build around retail banking. It's a lot of work, actually. It has footwork, legwork. You have to go and engage these people, get them to believe in your business, get them to open accounts, then start disbursing loans to them. You have to make sure repayments are complete. So it's the groundwork. But once you get that structure well, which we've gotten over the past 5 years we've been in business, it's a smooth sail.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is great. I love that. I love that. When you were talking previously, you mentioned that, okay, the business model that you kind of maybe copy from China. Did you visit the place? Do you have a partner from there that actually help you to integrate into your own model?
Okay, the thing is that my profile says that I have a certification from the United Nations on microfinance. I had to study one of my mentors, which is Mohammed Yunus. He's the one that started microfinance all over the world. He was a professor, he wasn't a banker. He Just similar experience I had. He was a professor in a rural village in Bangladesh, and he noticed that these people, they have access to loans. He went to the bank, spoke to the manager. This man, he looks to have a business, but he needs financing. The manager said, no, I can't give you the person a loan. He said, why wouldn't you give him a loan? Say he doesn't qualify. What makes him not qualify? Is it because he's less privileged? So Mohammed Yunus said, okay, give me a loan. I would. And I said, I will only give you a loan, but you are the one I'm giving the loan. Whatever I use the money for, I don't care about it. So he was able to take the loan from the bank and finance these people. And these people were paying back 100%.
Wow.
You know, and he's a professor. He wasn't even into banking, but that, you know, it was a light bulb moment for him. And he started doing this thing over. Before you know, he got his own branch of a bank and began to grow. That was in the 70s. And today he's alive. He's the one that mentored most of us in this kind of business. It's called banking for the poor. Because, you know, banking usually is seen as a product for the rich. You know, but banking should be for everybody. So we as bankers to the less privileged, to those that the banks will not cater for, the banks will say, no, you don't qualify. In our business, everyone qualifies. You know, because the vision is to eradicate poverty. And there's no how you want to eradicate poverty in a country if you don't finance the least sector, the people at the bottom of the pyramid. So that's the vision. As long as because we have testimonies of people that were less privileged, they couldn't pay their bills, school fees, children, you know, but rent or something like that. But when you get involved in this kind of business, whereby we finance your business, you will have the leverage to be able to solve your basic needs apart from just your business. You have that leverage because our loans are consistent and convenient. And as long as you keep to our terms, everything will be fine.
You know, I love the part that you said that you actually go to the bottom of the pyramid.
Yeah.
That was really smart.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on a short break and then we'll be right back. Hey there, have you subscribed? Please remember to subscribe to this channel. Welcome back to Bamise Power with Bamise. I have my guest here, Mr. Bamise, the CEO of Imagine Global Solution. He's explaining to us on why he focuses business model on small business owners. You sit back and enjoy. So, Mr. Bamise, so you're going to explain a little to me, like, because you said something like, okay, the reason why you choose that is because of the big giants don't really focus on those segments of people. And then at the time that you want to switch, was there any fear? Like, is it going to work?
Yeah, you know, every human being, to be honest with you, you know, has some elements of fear. Will it work parts or will it not work? But the thing is that, you know, you focus more on the positive.
Right.
Know, because, you know, it's faith, actually. You need to believe that you just have to try. You know, you just have to try. Because I felt that, and again, I'd been in banking for about 10 years and I felt it was time to move. You know, and I saw this opportunity. I had already tested the market. I knew that it was going to work. Fine, there are elements of, okay, what's going to happen? But we had to, you know, there's a definition of courage. Courage means for you to go ahead despite your fears. So even though you're afraid, you still do what you have to do.
Right.
Because to be honest with you, as human beings, there's the element of, I'm leaving this good career to go and start something new. But I had to be courageous as a person of faith. And I kept going despite my fears. And my wife also encouraged me, you know. So my wife was a huge encouragement. She was the one that said, why don't you go? You can do it. I know there's nothing you do that doesn't work. So I believe that you will do well with this. And that gave me a huge motivation. And, you know, she's one of the members of the board of our company, you know, because she's an inspiration to the business. So that, so, and since we started this business January 2016 up until date, we've been moving forward. We've been growing. Our loan portfolio is over $50 million.
Wow.
We've grown, beyond what we expected because it's actually a huge market. We have over 100,000 customers. Well, you see that the economy already has over 100 million people on banks. So there are a lot of opportunities. It's not only people like us that can play. Other people should come and play. The big banks should come and play. Although they are making attempts, give it to them that the government, CBN, has been doing a lot with financial inclusion. But however, what I advise is that if you want people to be financially included, you have to create products that will support their business, not to take from them. So when you create a product and you say they should come and save with you, but you're not giving them loans to do their businesses, because for you to give somebody loan to do his business, it means that you believe in the person's business. But if you don't believe in the person's business and you don't create credit products that can finance the business, the person wouldn't be interested. That's the challenge we have with financial inclusion in Nigeria, because we don't have products that would get to the bottom of the pyramid. They have the middle class products, they have the upper class products. They've tried, they've come down a bit. You see a lot of quick loans, but that is focusing on the middle class, the employed, those people that maybe are employed, but the small businesses, and the small businesses that grow economy, not the big businesses. If the small businesses are doing very well, our GDP would improve. It will help our local production. We might not even need to import as much. It will help foreign exchange, because it means that other people can come here and buy products from us and we earn foreign exchange from it. So there's a lot of potentials in this business. We've not even scratched the surface, because it's not just Nigeria. We have Africa and the rest of the world where people are less privileged. Africa has a population of 400 million people unbanked. It's an opportunity. So go to South America, go to the Caribbeans. There are other places of the world where you have...
You based on your explanation, it shows that you understand the market.
Yeah.
And then you said something that your faith. And then what I also feel that also help you is the fact that you studied the market.
Yeah.
Leaving your full-time job to a side business that you want to focus on. If you don't have any basis, if you don't understand the business you want to venture into, you will fail. You mentioned that you focus on small business owner.
Yes, yeah.
What segment of the small business owner are you looking at? Because we have a bookie on the street, and then those people that hawk on the street. And then how about those market seller that sell pepper, perishable goods, and all that? Are those people that you were talking about?
Yeah, those are the people we're actually talking about, because those are the least people. When you go to the market, you want to buy tomatoes, you want to buy beef. These people, vegetables, products you need at home. These people you interact with are the kind of people we deal with. Those are like the least people in the economy. Someone that can use 10,000 naira to buy a basket of vegetable and start a business and make profits and buy more. You need a basket of tomatoes, 25,000. You buy it from maybe mile 12. You buy it, you sell, you make profits, you pay back, and you buy your products, and you keep selling and turning over your business. The way we secure these loans is that the market structure in Nigeria is usually very organized. They have associations. Those associations have leaders. So we leverage on those associations and the leadership before we give out those loans. So the associations are the ones who tell you this person qualifies, this person does not qualify, because they have like savings they do together, contributions, and
so
things
do
like
you
that.
mean, sorry that I interrupted, do you mean the aboki and those people that hawk on the street, they have associations?
Yeah, they do have associations. That's why if when there's a crisis, for example, you notice that when they attack on aboki, every other aboki comes to, even the bike Okada people, they have associations. Tomato sellers have associations. Even the headsmen that sell the beef, there's an association. Yeah. So that's why if you notice, they are always together. That's why when there's a crisis here, it can easily happen here, because the association is very strong. So you leverage on the leadership of the associations. So sometimes when you have defaults or delinquent payment, you talk to the leaders. The leaders are able to help you recover your money because they know how to, relate with these people such that they can pay back the loans. And they even go ahead to guarantee those that we give loans to.
Oh, so does it mean that? So how long does it take? Let's assume that you give them like, let's say, 30,000 naira. So how long were they going to pay for it? Is it yearly or?
It depends. For now, what we do is that because of the structure of our business, I want to make sure that investors' funds are safe and secure because that's also part of the business. We do 30, 40 days loan, maximum 40 days.
40 days?
Yeah, so repayment is every day.
Oh, your repayment is every day.
Exactly. So you and we finance businesses that are existing, not new businesses. So you must at least show some effort that you know how to do this business. So at least what you need our loans for is to support your business, an existing business. So you just need money to add to your stock, add to what you have existing. So most of the criteria is to have an existing business, that is at least showing that you're doing something, because we need to assess your business location to say that it's in the area where people can come to buy your product. All those things are part of the criteria we use to access that. Okay, you're in a place where government will not demolish at the end of the day. You have a proper shop.
So you must have a structure.
Exactly. A little bit of structure, not so much, but be in the market, good location, whereby as you're bringing out your products, people are buying it.
How about those people that sell stuff online that they don't really have a physical location? Do you
Although we don't
actually
do
look?
online because that's another part of the business, because we focus on the lists. These people don't have access to internet. So we have even introduced technology to them and they're accepting it. So we have about 10,000 customers using our technology platform called IMG Pay. So because financial inclusion is the vision, because there's no how you can achieve success with this without bringing people on board in terms of technology.
Right.
Financial technology is taken all over the world. If you go to China, the likes of Alipay has over 1 billion customers on their mobile platform. So we also have our mobile platform on Apple Pay and Apple Play Store and
iOS.
iOS and Google Play Store, where our customers are able to use our mobile wallet for financial services. So we started this last year and we were able to bring about 10,000 people on board out of our 100,000 clientele base. So it's growing as we speak because we're trying to enlighten them. The product is very convenient, so that even an illiterate person can use it to do financial transactions. So that's where we're going to, because a lot of these people usually will not like technology, but because we are giving them loans as we're introducing it to them, they are accepting it gradually. And we're growing with that.
Right.
Thank you.
That's really, really great. So how many states are you?
Yeah, we're currently in 19 states in Nigeria, and growing. That's as at December 2020. We've opened some locations already in 2021, but currently 19 states and about 700 market locations all over the country. We also have subsidiary in the UK, US, Canada, and Dubai. So those are in terms of investment. So those locations have been running for like close to 2 years now. So so because we have investors all over the world who are interested in this kind of
So
business.
before we even get to the investors aspect of it, I know that 2020 affected a whole lot of almost everyone, right? So how will you be able to handle that?
Okay, the thing with 2020 was a great year for us, although it affected a lot of businesses, unfortunately, because our business has always been tied to livelihood, survival, food, drinks, pharmaceutical products, things that sell on a daily basis. Before COVID, our focus was essentials, because the kind of business we do, the risk, in order to reduce the risk factor, is that financing things that has to do with survival, especially in Africa, because the most important thing people need to do in Africa is to survive, eat, drink. Those are the most important things to us here. So financing things like that. So when COVID came, everyone was at home. People were eating more. There was demand for pharmaceutical products more. People were stocking up food, stocking up drugs. It was more business for us. Just like Amazon became the richest man during COVID. So our business grew because it was like an opportunity, because people wanted to just eat. And the markets were open because people need to eat to survive. Even though there's a lockdown, markets has to be open.
Right.
Malls have to be open. The activity around food has to continue. So it was actually better for us. It even made us grow than expectation because we projected maybe 30% growth, but we did about close to 80% because of COVID. So it was actually positive for us.
So that's great. Congratulations to that. I'm happy that your business is actually moving. So talking about the investors, so how do you get them? So is there a strategy that you use? Because leaving banking and venturing into this, I'm sure that it's not all your money. You have people that believe in you, that decided, okay, I'm going to buy into this. So how did you do that?
Because I had relationship. I was relationship manager in the bank, so I had relationship with people that, just tell them what you do and they believe in you. They just trust you as a person, and they invested in you. So, and because of the way the business runs, we've been able to grow our own profitability also because majorly most of the funds in the business are our own equity in the business. We also have investments from abroad and Nigeria, but because of the integrity of the business and the fact that I've been able to give return on investment for past 5 years, people keep talking about us and people want to partner with us. So it's not difficult getting investment because of our pedigree, our reputation we built over time.
Wow. Mr. Bamise, what are the challenges you face in this space, and then how did you overcome it?
Okay, one of the major challenges in this space is cash, moving cash from here, because we're a cash economy, especially with the semi-literate people that we deal with. A lot of them will tell you, please bring my money, I need the cash. Say, okay, I can transfer to your bank account. No, I need the cash, just bring the cash to me. So, sometimes you have to take this physical cash to the customers. I know it could be risky, but what we did was to put measures in place, cash limits for loan officers. So you can't take more than a certain small amount, in case anything happens to the cash. But this technology we introduced now has reduced the cash risk by a certain amount. So about over 10% of our loan portfolio is done online. No, what am I saying? About 30% already is done online. So it was a challenge when we started, but engaging the customers, enlightening them the benefits of these things, telling them it's better to use, and they're getting familiar with this product. So technology has helped us overcome that challenge to do most of our transactions, a lot of them online, rather than physically going to give customers cash.
So thank you so much for coming. So you're going to tell me, what should we be expecting in 2021? What is coming up? Emerging global solution. What are the things coming up?
2020, definitely we are going to open more locations.
2021.
Oh, sorry, 2021, we are going to open more locations. We're going to grow, and we're also going to improve on technology. We want to make sure that we have at least 50,000 customers on board in terms of technology. We currently have 10,000. We're also hoping to double our customer base to about 200,000. Then we also recently acquired a finance company, which is part of the growth, so that we can do bigger businesses in the finance sector. We also have an insurance company, which we are part of. We have equity in the business. So a lot is happening this year, and definitely by the end of the year, we'll see that we've doubled our growth, possibly doubled our profits, and also expanded as a business.
Mr. Bamise, thank you so much. I appreciate your time to be here. And then we're going to be one of your customers soon.
I appreciate it.
So thank you so much for watching. I'm sure you grab a lot from our conversation. And the one thing you should know is that if you want to leave your full-time job, you want to understand the business, you want to go into, it is the key. It is very important. I'll see you next time on Be Inspired with Wumi Elabute. Bye for now.